BJP sounds a southern siren. Tamil Nadu BJP chief K. Annamalai has set political corridors abuzz in the state by saying that Maharashtra political scenario will also play out in Tamil Nadu. He backed his party's newly stitched alliance in Maharashtra and said that even in Tamil Nadu, BJP will get 25 MPs in the Lok Sabha polls, which is equal to 150 MLAs in the assembly polls in state. This comes just days after Uddhav Thackeray's government was toppled by a rebellion by Eknath Shinde-led faction. However, DMK leader TK's Elangovan reacted, saying that the ruling party in Tamil Nadu is united and strong. We have Sri Prapanch live with us from Chennai. So a big statement coming from the BJP leader in Tamil Nadu. What more can you tell us?
Now, this was particularly a hunger strike, a token hunger strike that was held across Tamil Nadu by BJP against, in fact, the DMK for failing to fulfill the promises allegedly. And now we could see that in that particular event, Mr. Annamalai, BJP state president, had said that he was drawing parallels with Mr. Karunanidhi's family and Mr. Bal Thackre's family and how his sons had fared. And while talking, he also made that like Uddhav Thackeray's third son, Mr. Mr. Bal Thackre's third son, Uddhav Thackeray, and Mr. Karunanidhi's third son, Mr. Stalin, similarly have become the chief ministers, and subsequently Uddhav Thackeray's son was inducted in the cabinet, and similarly, if at all Mr. Stalin's son is inducted in the cabinet, then in fact, Eknath Shinde will emerge. This was a kind of a statement that Mr. Annamalai made yesterday during the meeting. So he basically was drawing parallels, and he said that this kind of a situation may repeat in Tamil Nadu as well. And now we could see that he also, during the event, had said that he would go against, if at all the promises are not fulfilled by the end of this year, on January 1, 2023, he would go on a statewide Padayatra across the state, in fact, taking the issues that were the poll promises that were not fulfilled by the DMK.
All right. So, so Annamalai is saying that, he's waiting for the emergence of another Eknath Shinde in Tamil Nadu. What's the kind of reaction and responses you're getting from the DMK in Tamil Nadu?
At DMK, we could see that DMK has reacted for this. Mr. TK's Elangovan has reacted. However, he has brushed aside the comments of Annamalai. He has, in fact, said that Annamalai is new to politics and he does not want to react in that regard. So we could see that the DMK has brushed aside these comments. However, these are very significant comments because he was drawing parallel with the Bal Thackray family and Karunanidhi family.
All right. Thank you so much, Shri, for bringing us all those updates. So a big statement coming from the Tamil Nadu BJP side, stating that there will be a repeat of what happened in Maharashtra within Tamil Nadu. So BJP Tamil Nadu President K. Annamalai saying that Tamil Nadu cabinet was waiting for the emergence of Eknath Shinde. He drew parallels between Shiv Sena founder Balasaheb Thackeray and DMK patriarch Karunanidhi's family. So therefore, him stating that something similar would happen in Tamil Nadu as well. Just like how Eknath Shinde came up in the Shiv Sena, the Tamil Nadu cabinet is waiting for an Eknath Shinde to emerge, is what Mr. Annamalai said while addressing party workers in Chennai after a day-long fast against DMK's alleged failure to fulfill its election promises. All right, we have Rajashekaran, a lawyer and a political analyst who is joining with us. Thank you, Mr. Rajashekaran, for joining us. So obviously a big statement made by Mr. K. Annamalai in which he's saying that there could be a repeat of what happened in Maharashtra, that there could be an emergence of Eknath Shinde from the DMK camp. How do you see this playing out? How do you read this kind of messaging or statement by this BJP leader?
Shiva Sena in Maharashtra is completely different scenario. Tamil Nadu, the DMK is very strong because they are having full majority. And it's very difficult to make Eknath Shinde out of DMK. If they succeed, definitely we have to give it to BJP. But it is next to impossible. It cannot happen in Tamil Nadu as long as Mr. M.K. Stalin is the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu.
All right. Also, sir, obviously you're saying that they have the full majority, so therefore a similar, incident may not happen within Tamil Nadu. But looks like Annamalai is seeming confident, and he's drawn parallels between Balasaheb Thackeray as well as Mr. Annamalai. And then he speaks about the second sons that were estranged from families, and of course talking about Uddhav Thackeray, and then the grandsons, Aditya Thackeray as well as Udayanidhi Stalin, having political ambitions. So how do you see this playing out in Tamil Nadu? Is there any internal rumblings within DMK that is sort of triggering kind of a statement from BJP, or is it just optics to get, to get more support as far as BJP is concerned in South?
See, the analogy made between Uddhav Thackeray, Balasaheb Thackeray family with the DMK Karnatika's family may sound good. Maybe for taking a political jibe, it seems to be a good brownie point. But fact of the matter is, Mr. M.K. Stalin is too smart. He can handle the situation better than Uddhav Thackeray, because he is handling it in a very wise manner. He has kept his elder brother Alagiri in a silent mode, and his son is there waiting. He has not been inducted yet. So, if something happens, if Udayanidhi Stalin, son of M.K. Stalin, is inducted or brought into the history, we may see some kind of murmurs. But I don't think the Eknath Shinde formula would work with the DMK. That's what my understanding was. But I don't want to jump the gun. Rather, maybe BJP may have some other ideas to do all these kind of activities, because they are the pioneers and masters in all these kind of activities. And Annamalai, being a policeman, he might be aware of all this dubious deals as he claims to be.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Rajashekharan, for bringing us all those updates and also your expert comments on this issue. So, Mr. Rajashekharan, stating clearly that, Stalin is much smarter than Uddhav Thackeray and he won't let something like this happen. And an Eknath Shinde sort of formula could be highly unlikely in the state of Tamil Nadu.